Hi lovely people, welcome and welcome back to my channel. Today, I wanted to take a trip down memory lane and revisit the career of Cymphonique Miller. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Cymphonique, she is the daughter of hip-hop mogul Master P and the younger sister of Romeo Miller. She rose to fame from starring in her own TV show in the musical sitcom How to Rock, which aired on Nickelodeon. The show was quickly canceled after only one season, and after the cancellation, I did not hear of Cymphonique's name ever again, which I found pretty weird given that she was poised to take over the new era of Nickelodeon IT girls, similar to Keke Palmer's True Jackson VP, Miranda Cosgrove's iCarly, and Victoria Justice's Victorious. I saw this one tweet that said, "If we're going to talk about stage presence, let's bring her into the conversation," in which another person replied, "Now that's what I'm talking about. She had a voice, could dance, and act, and her show was a #1 hit in my house. I don't see why they couldn't put her on the same level as the Victorious cast." For years, I wondered what happened and why the multi-talented act seemingly just disappeared. Cymphonique was born on August 1st, 1996, and was raised in Los Angeles, California. She is one of the 9 children from the rapper and entrepreneur Master P, who is the founder of the label No Limit Records. Her brother, Romeo Miller, aka Little Romeo, grew up a child star as he released his self-titled debut album in 2001 at age 11, and also went on to star in his own show on Nickelodeon titled Romeo, along with their dad, Master P. As a child, Cymphonique grew up singing in her church choir and participating in her community theater at the Children's Theater Experience, and also took kickboxing, dance, and piano lessons. During one of her dance rehearsals in 2007, Cymphonique met fellow dancers Alexia and Kylie, where their friendship blossomed, and they then decided to form their musical group Fabulous Girls, which also featured an additional member named Shelby. They chose the name Fabulous because it stood for fierce, ambitious, beautiful, unique, lovable, outstanding, unstoppable, and swagger, and together they brought awareness and raised funds for kids with cancer, and they also covered songs such as Hero by Mariah Carey and All My Life by Casey and JoJo, and performed at various events and theme parks across the country to promote their popular song at the time, Butterflies. Around 2009 and 2010, Cymphonique gained further momentum with her song titled Little Miss Swagger, which is a very high-energy ultimate kids bop that really got the young kids going, similar to Whip My Hair by Willow Smith at the time. Additionally, Cymphonique was one of the finalists in the singing competition show Radio Disney, which also featured fellow contestant Grammy Award-winning singer Gabby Wilson, also known as Her. Ultimately, singer Jasmine Saginario won the competition, but that did not stop Cymphonique from taking her talents further. Throughout this time, Cymphonique already had acting credits to her resume, as she voiced the character of Gretchen on the Disney show Phineas and Ferb, and had also made appearances on the shows such as Just Jordan and True Jackson VP. Cymphonique continued her run on Nickelodeon by guest starring on the hit show Big Time Rush, and also secured a recurring voiceover role on the show Winx Club as Princess Crystal Nova, in which she also sung the theme song. Around the fourth quarter of 2011, Nickelodeon was going through a rough patch as they were experiencing a decline in ratings, which they attribute to problems with Nielsen's data, in addition to their overall viewership from ages 2 to 11 being shifted to Disney Channel. In October of that year, it was announced that they had a new star in mind to help revitalize the network and boost their abysmal ratings. The star and the show they were betting on for release in the top of 2012 was Cymphonique Miller for the new musical sitcom How to Rock. The show starred Cymphonique as Casey, a former popular mean girl who gets kicked out of the clique called the Perfs because she started wearing glasses and braces. After being exiled, she forges a friendship with a group of people who have a band named Gravity 4, which Casey eventually joins and helps propel the band to new heights. The show is a very feel-good, positive, and all-around generic foundation for a successful children's sitcom in that era. The executive producer David Israel said at the time that he casted Cymphonique after watching just 5 seconds of her audition tape before turning it off because he had seen enough. Israel said, quote, "The first video I looked at, she was probably 12 and was singing like somebody much older. To be this talented at this young an age, I feel like she has unlimited potential," unquote. The then president of original programming at Nickelodeon, Margie Kahn, said, quote, "We're hoping for great things from Cymphonique. A big, fat, giant hit. That's what I've been working for with this series, so why not say it," unquote. In a 2011 New York Times article, it stated how Nickelodeon and children's programming as a whole underwent a transitional period at that time. At Disney, the big three, Miley Cyrus, Selena Gomez, and Demi Lovato, have all moved on. At Nickelodeon, Miranda Cosgrove, the star of iCarly, turned 18 this year. Victoria Justice of Victorious is also 18 and working toward a movie career. In other words, Miss Miller has generational turnover on her side as she tries to break through. Nickelodeon is backing How to Rock with considerable marketing muscle. For instance, the channel has produced an 8-part video series about Miss Miller to introduce her to viewers. A song sung by Miss Miller in the first episode of the program, Only You Could Be You, arrived on iTunes at Christmas. After only one season and 25 episodes, it was announced by executive producer David Israel that How to Rock was canceled by the network. Additionally, other live-action hit shows such as iCarly, Victorious, and Bucket and Skinner's Epic Adventures were also canceled that year. In a statement released on Tumblr on August 26, 2012, David Israel confirmed the cancellation by saying, quote,
"There have been rumors swirling around about the future of How to Rock, so I thought it was time to set the record straight. Nickelodeon has decided, unfortunately, not to give How to Rock a second season. I know this news will be very disappointing for many of you. Believe me, it's disappointing for me too. Why isn't the show coming back? There's no one simple answer. Nickelodeon is going through a transition right now. You already know that iCarly and Victorious are not coming back. Nickelodeon has many new shows in production and development that they believe will better suit their audience. While I don't love their decision, I have no choice other than to accept it. The Nickelodeon executives who worked on the development and production of How to Rock have been incredibly supportive of the show this past year. They're good people and want nothing more than to make best shows for their audience. I know it wasn't an easy decision for them. They truly do like the show, and I'm grateful for the time and energy they've put in to make How to Rock as good as it is, or was. I did read some comments about Nickelodeon after the Victorious news came out. I know how difficult it can be when some of your favorite shows go away, and I get the frustration. Try to keep in mind that the people at Nick are really trying to serve their audience the best way they possibly can. Be open to the new shows that will be coming on in the next several months that may surprise you," unquote.
I saw a few tweets that supported David Israel's explanation, in which one person said, "I definitely have a theory about how I think the show came to Nickelodeon at the wrong time when the show was transitioning to new shows and why the show got canceled so early, outside of a dip in viewership and ratings." And another person that said, "I read an article that said the show was canceled because Nick had too many shows about singers, like Victorious and Big Time Rush, and the producers wanted something new, and that's how we got Game Shakers and Henry Danger. But other articles say it was canceled because of the writer's strike." There is also a comment I read regarding why Disney stars fare better than Nick stars that said, that's because Disney actually invests in their artists. Nickelodeon does not. If you look at Ari's early career, everything she did was separate from Nick. She got lucky and she got a good team behind her. Disney knows how to promote and market their young stars. Not all of them make it, but a good portion did. And they all know how to seamlessly transition from kid to adult. Nick just needs to do better. This theory was supported by someone else on Reddit, using Ariana Grande as an example, who said, "Yeah, Nickelodeon never had much of a musical focus until Disney Channel made it big in the music industry. Even so, Disney had the edge because of having its own record label and its own radio network. I'm actually pretty sure Nickelodeon didn't give a ish about Ariana's music career, but luckily Republic Records recognized her talent and signed her." Soon after the end of How to Rock, Cymphonique continued to work on her musical career as she released a slew of original songs such as Nobody Like You featuring Jacob Lattimore, Talk to Me, and Slow Down, in which the latter two songs were off of her 2013 mixtape Passion. In 2015, she promoted and made appearances on her family's reality show, Master P's Family Empire, on the network Reels, where her musical career was documented. After the show ended after one season, I started to see less and less of Cymphonique, as I did not hear much of her acting or music-wise. Over the years, she released songs sporadically, but there was not an official project she released or was attached to, aside from a few TV movies such as The Dempsey Sisters and her father's film I Got the Hookup Too. In February 2023, Cymphonique released a remix to Tevin Campbell's song Can We Talk, where she performed the song at Mardi Gras as well as the Lovers and Friends Festival a few months later in May. In October of 2023, Cymphonique, who now goes by the stage name Neek, announced that she would be releasing music under her very own record label titled Pressure Records. A few days later, she released the first single under her new era titled Pressure, which was accompanied by a music video. When discussing her new music, Neek said, quote, "I went into the lab to regroup and create music for my fans. They have been so loyal over the years. I am grateful for their loyalty, and I wanted to produce a project we could all be proud of, and I believe we did that with Pressure," unquote. Overall, it is still perplexing to me how Neek's career did not take off the way I expected it to all of these years. From my perspective, she had the recipe to success, given her amazing vocal and dance skills, being in a somewhat popular girl group, her famous family background, and their successful partnership with Nickelodeon, her experience with being a competitor on Radio Disney, and most importantly, having her own Nickelodeon show under her belt, despite its brief stint. She seems to have everything going for her, but it seems that Nickelodeon placed too much pressure on her plate by expecting How to Rock to be the savior of the network, despite the network having plans to do a complete overhaul of their programming. Like someone else said, with all of the talent that Nick possessed, she would have been a star on Disney Channel given their track record for developing their TV stars into music superstars. It was definitely a missed opportunity, but fortunately for Nick, she seems to have more control over her career nowadays, as she now plans to re-emerge with her new music. I really like her song Pressure, and I think the choreography is amazing, so I hope this is the first of many songs we will hear from Nick, and I wish her the best. Let me know in the comments why you all think Nick did not turn into Nickelodeon's newest teen pop sensation at the time, and what possibly went wrong, and also if you are interested in hearing her forthcoming new music. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell, and I'll see you next time.